For today's video, I'm going to show you how to clean a mouse. Now, this is an optical mouse, but it should work just fine for the old type as well. So, the first thing we want to do before we start cleaning the mouse is to unplug it or turn it off. In this instance, we will turn it off and we will get right into cleaning it. My name is Thor. I love to make this cleaning and packing and some clothing related guides. It's mostly for young people who needs to learn this kind of stuff. So if you like the type of stuff, make sure to subscribe. Now let's jump into the video. So the first thing we're going to need to clean this mouse is some kind of cleaning solution. For this video, I'm going to use the universal Jif thing here. It works just fine. You could also just use some soap water or alcohol water. A solution mixed with alcohol and water. I also have these little disposable cleaning things that I use for my computer screen, which also tends to work just fine. We'll also need a couple of Q-tips. That's to get the rough parts of the mouse cleaned out. I brought a toothpick, but anything sharp and something like this should work just fine. So just find something sharp that you can use. You also want a little piece of paper or something that you can clean this thing off with. I've also brought a little cloth here just to do a quick scrub. You could also easily use this disposable thing for that. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is just give the mouse a little bit of a quick rinse off here, just to get the rough parts off of it. Just get all the rough, grimy stuff off. I find that it's most effective to do it this way. We'll start with the big stuff, get that out of the way. Then we'll move into the Q-tips once I'm done with this. Now, if this is your first time washing your mouse, one thing you will find out is that there is a lot of little grime and nasty stuff that gets stuck in between all the little cracks on the mouse. So we will need to go over all the different parts of the mouse. I'm going to use a Q-tip next and just gonna scroll the little wheel here and try to get all the nasty stuff that's stuck between the little wheel here. There's often a lot stuck in the little grooves on the wheel as well, which is very important to get out of there. I'm also going to link to all the supplies you need to Amazon down in the description. I know a lot of you are American watching these videos, yeah, that's a little favor I'll do for you. By the way, shout out to my American friend Stefan. I hope you're learning something here as well. So yeah, let's just go over all the little areas that I can get to with these Q-tips. Alright, so at this point I've pretty much gone over all the little areas where I can possibly squeeze in my little Q-tip here. And I do recommend doing as much as you can with a towel first and then with a Q-tip. The reason is that the next part is to use this little toothpick here. It's kind of tedious to use the toothpick compared to the other two options, as it's so small. But it's something you will have to do if you want to get your mouse completely clean. As you can see, it tends to get stuck in between these small little cracks that's so difficult to access. And the thing is if you don't use these little toothpicks, is that the grime kind of just gets shoved in there. And if you're just going to shove the grime into these little pockets and surfaces, you'll end up having to clean the mouse again a lot sooner than if you just do the job properly the first time. Now, after I finish up using this little Q-tip, I'm gonna go back to my... So once I finish up with this little toothpick here, I'm gonna go back to the larger surface. I'm gonna go back to the larger Q-tip and the towel, just to get all of the grime away properly. So let me just finish up here. Alright, so now that I'm done with a little tedious finger work here, I'm gonna go back to just cleaning off all the grime and dirt that I pushed out with this little towel here. As you can see, it's a lot quicker to clean the mouse than it was to clean the keyboard like I did in the last video. By the way, shout out to the previous video. If you haven't watched that yet, head on over to check that out next, and I'll show you how to clean your keyboard as well. It's a little bit of a different process, but it's quite enjoyable. Actually, I think it's more satisfying to clean the keyboard than it is to clean this little mouse here. But yeah, there we go, and the mouse is nice and clean. Now, I gotta give you a couple of warnings here before you head off. Preferably, you should clean off the liquid you've used as well. If it's alcohol, especially, it may be corrosive and tear off the outer layer of your mouse. So just wash it off with some water on a cloth. I'm gonna do it quickly now, so see you soon. So I'm back with a towel full of water, and we're just gonna rinse off all the cleaning liquid that we've used here. The next step is to dry off the mouse. So just get some clean towel and just wipe it off quickly, like so. So I want to warn you that if the mouse is wet, you shouldn't turn it back on. You should, perhaps this is the best to do at night before you go to bed, so that the mouse can have some time to dry up for the next day. If you're doing it at work, maybe do it at the end of the day and come back the next morning so that you don't ruin the mouse by turning it on before it's dry, since it's an electronic product. Thanks for watching the video. Head over to the next one and I'll show you how to clean your keyboard. I also have a video where I clean the mouse pad, which is often very disgusting, so head on over and check that out. If you like this video, subscribe and I'll show you more guides like this.